As you can see, today we are playing Black Yellow Luffy. This is a leader that I used to toy with a little bit, and I always thought there could be a really fun build, and I think we finally have one now that Gecko Moria is really gone. I think this is really interesting. I love the Sanji in this deck. I obviously love the leader effect. If you don't know, per the rules, your face-up life cards are sent to the bottom of your deck instead of to your hand, and then times 2 on activate main. Once per turn, you may discard 1 card from your hand. If you are at 0 life cards, add the top or add 2 cost 5 characters from your hand or trash to the top of your life pile face up. So what we do is basically cycle these 5 cost characters. We can do the Sanji if need be, if we don't have any other valid targets, but mainly you're trying to go for Monkey D. Luffy, Sabo, this Luffy, or the other Sabo. Now, using these bodies that, have different effects, you can play them out with these 2 cost characters that play them from the top of your life and then make your leader plus 2,000 power. So if we put 2 down on our leader and then put 2 of these bodies in our life, and then we play 2 of these babies, and then we use these to pop out the 5 cost characters, then we become a 9k leader. If we do that twice, of course. If you do it once, you become a 7k leader and sit on 1 life, and that's really helpful into matchups that are unblockable. There's just a lot of different things to this deck. There's a very strong Ace here, which just has Rush if you have 2 or less life. Sabo, which trashes the top or bottom of your life and then KOs a 5 cost character. Luffy, which pops a 4 cost if you have 2 or less life. This 5-drop Luffy, which just gets plus 2,000 power. And then if you have 1 or more life cards, draw 1 and trash the top card of your life. And then Sabo, which just makes your characters un-KOable, I guess if that's a valid word. And then basically you get to draw 2, trash 2, so you get to filter your hand as well. Again, we use these 2 cost babies to play them out. And we try to get down to 0 life using cards like Zeus, popping a 5 cost, or Hiyori to kind of stack up the life to use these little babies earlier in the game, or Flampy to add the top card of your life to your hand and then draw 1 card. And, basically it's a draw 2 for 1 Dawn, but it's a draw 2, trash 1 almost, but you're putting this 1k on the board. It's an option for sure. We're running Kuzan as well, which gives -4 to a character when attacking, and Shirahoshi, which gives -4 on play and is a blocker. Running Garp to search all the Sabos and Luffys and the Aces and all the things, which Garp is really good at. Running Viola, which just flips our life face down so that we don't have that first leader effect. Basically, we can just become a 2, we can just gain 2 life in 1 simple turn using Viola. So that's kind of what she's used for. And then we have this 1 cost event, which searches the top 5 just like Garp does, just to have a little bit more, searching options for all these little valid targets to kind of stack up what we need to. So altogether, this deck personally, this exact deck list was a 4th or 6th place list. It was something like that. I don't know. I tried to make this video 2 weeks ago and Black Yellow Luffy just wasn't working. So we're just going to use it today, and I think it's a very valid list. I think it's really fun, and I think it's a good spin on Black Yellow Luffy. Now that Gecko Moria is just gone, because there used to be a card in the game, if you don't know, called Gecko Moria. And if you don't know, you haven't been playing for long, which is totally okay. But I'm going to explain what this card does. On 8 Dawn, you can choose 1 4 cost or less, and up to 1 2 cost or less from your trash. Play one of them, and then play the other rested. So you play one of them as active, play one of them as rested, that doesn't matter. On 10 Dawn, you have 2 Dawn for your leader to put 2 of these characters. So let's say we put a Luffy and a Sabo. So Luffy on top, Sabo second. Well, now we can play out Gecko Moria and 8-drop 9k onto the board. Then that allows us to play out 2 of our babies from the trash. So we play out a Sabo and a Luffy from the trash. We pop Luffy to play out the 4 cost Luffy, or the 5 cost Luffy that pops a 4 cost. We can either pop a character, or we can just hold it on the board for later to pop a different character, or we can play the 5/6 that becomes an 8k. That's also a valid option. And then we also have the Sabo here, which then makes all of the characters we just played out, the Gecko Moria, the Luffy, and the Sabo itself, non-KOable. So there was no ability to KO our board. And then whenever our opponent attacks into us, because now we're a 9k leader because we got +2 and +2. Well, now when our opponent attacks into us, if they just swing big, we block out with Sabo, put it back in the trash, because you only ever need 1 Sabo, because you can keep cycling them with Gecko Moria, and you keep cycling cards in hand to find more Gecko Morias with Sabo. It used to be so annoying. This was literally one of the worst cards in the game ever printed. Don't know why it was around for so long, and it was really unstoppable. This deck was very formidable in the format, really annoying to play against, destroyed all the Lucchis, which is the only reason I even played this deck, kind of, sort of, possibly. I was testing it, and I just decided it wasn't really the deck for me. It was very complicated. Don't get me wrong, this deck is not easy to pilot. Even with Gecko Moria, there are certain things you have to do for setting up. I would say your first 5 turns are very complicated, very complex, and then it just becomes a game of Gecko Moria. I think that was the big strategy, is just, you know, using your resources properly, going down to 0, not going too fast, not going too slow, but also forcing yourself down, because you wouldn't, your opponent would choose not to attack you. And it was a formidable deck. It was really hard to pilot until you got Gecko Moria turn. And then you would just Gecko Moria, Gecko Moria, Gecko Moria, and you were perfectly fine. So there's options though in this deck. I'm excited to test it out today on the sim in the OP11 format for you guys. So here is Black Yellow Luffy, some games on the sim, and we'll get straight into those. As always though, don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the One Piece family by subscribing, leaving a comment, or showing any kind of support for completely free. It helps me out a ton, and we're almost to 2K. We're going to be doing a giveaway for 2K, probably some double packs or something like that. So make sure to subscribe, join the One Piece family, join the Discord, and let's get into those games. We're going to start the day off against Shanks, which I'm really not mad about. We're going to go second because, I mean, Shanks likes to go second. I think we're going to mulligan that hand. Too many of the Luffys. I like this a lot more, just getting the 1-cost characters and then still having our 5-cost options for later. We could double Flampe, but I don't like that. Personally, I think it's just not the right choice. So we already have a Luffy here. We're going to grab the baby Luffy just so we have it for setup. And then we could Flampe, but I think we don't against Shanks just because they are a very aggressive deck. We can always do it later as well because we don't really have any 4-cost options. So see, if they want to attack us, we can just take now freely instead of using the Flampe to get down to a lower life total. So that's kind of my thought process. We would need to be able to use this soon. So we're going to decide based on what we find. We do find a Sabo. We don't really want to grab another ace. We can only cycle our aces because they're going to want to KO them anyways. Oh, my cat's over there destroying something. So I think we're just going to grab the Sabo here as an option to pop a character if needed. And then we could swing 6 at our opponent. We could just swing a big 8. I don't think we need to develop the Luffy right now in case they play out Lucky Ruin the next turn. So we're just going to swing a big 8. You can't go 5 on 5, or I usually would have. Because if you just go 5, they leader effect for free. So you might as well just swing 8. In most matchups, though, you would want to swing 5 and 5 just to guarantee you get a card out of your opponent's hand. We're going to take this attack as well. We do find Sabo. Okay. Well, this puts us in a very different situation here. What we could do is Kuzon and then swing for 7. It's not horrible for sure. We could also play out the Sanji, draw 2, trash 1. I think going with the Kuzon would be the best option, allowing us to draw another card. Do we swing 7 or do we play it on a character? On 6 Dom, they're playing Yasop or maybe Marco, but probably not Marco at this point. I think what we do, I think we just Kuzon swing 7. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to swing 7 at our opponent. They can, you know, minus it by 1, and then where they can block, or minus it by 1, block, and then give us a 1k counter from hand. Or they could just block and give us a 2k counter, not using leader effect. Not that it probably really matters. So our opponent has options, though. They just give us the 2k. We're going to play out the Kuzon and pass. So now we have 10 cards in hand. We have a very large hand size, which is kind of the goal. We want to take as many of our opponent's resources as possible. Opponent wants to just swing 5 into us. If we do take this, we would need to Flampe next turn and go down to 0 and then be able to leader effect. So 2, 2, 1 will be at 8. So that leaves us 3. So 2 for leader effect. We have 1 additional Dawn. All right, we can do it. We can go down to 0 next turn. They play the Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman, pretty freaking good right there. I'm not going to lie. So we know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to Flampe, take the top life, draw a card. We're going to put 2 Dawn on our leader. We're going to use our leader effect, trashing the ace. And then we're going to go, I think we're going to go Sabo. I think we're going to go Luffy. Then we're going to tap 2 Dawn here. Well, so we should have trashed the Sabo from hand, technically, because now we didn't use the ace. So just for future reference, that was a mistake or a play mistake by me. So we're going to use the Luffy, trash it, put out the Luffy. Now we're going to give plus 2,000 to our leader. We're going to, because we have 2 or less life, pop the Luffy, KO the Chopper, and draw an additional card. Now we know we're going to be able to 1-cost Searcher here, which is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and search the top 5. We're going to grab another baby Sabo because we can cycle these Sabos like crazy. We just need to know now that we will not find another Sabo. The babies are going to be the most important part. We're going to play down the Sabo, pop the Sabo, use its effect to play it out. We give plus 2,000 to our leader, draw 2, trash 2. So we're going to trash that and probably the Shirahoshi. No, we'll keep the Shirahoshi in case we need to KO like the Beckman next turn. And now we're going to trash the Sanji, leaving 2k counters in hand, and then swing 11 at our opponent. I know this is a very complicated turn, but that's literally just what this deck does. We do have a blocker, but it is KO immune, which is very nice. So I like to stack my babies to the side, at least on the sim. Obviously, if you're doing this in person, your opponent will be able to read your plays, so don't do this if you're doing this in person. So we have 2 Sabos, 1 Ace, and 1 Luffy. So next turn will be on 10. That could be 4. We need 2 for leader. We need 2 for Sabo, 2 for Luffy. So we could go Shirahoshi and Beckman. So we could pop the Rayleigh if they played on Rayleigh. We could pop Beckman if they don't play on Rayleigh. We have options. We're here to control the board at this point. We can just remove the Garps. Like, they're not important. The Flampies, all that good stuff. Now, just know I'm no Flacco. Okay, so it's very important to, of course, attach your 2 Dawn. We need to go Sabo first before we pop the Rue, if we wanted to pop the Rue. Or no, we can pop Beckman. So we could tap 4 for Shirahoshi, minus down Beckman, discard a card from hand, which is going to be a Flampe. We're going to go... We don't have a Sabo now because they didn't attack us. Interesting. So we're going to go Ace and then Luffy. And Luffy. We're going to... we could have replaced the Sabo first with the baby to recycle the Sabo. That could have been an option. So now we're going to do this to play out the Luffy. Give plus 2,000 here. We're going to pop the Lucky Roo. Well, no, we should force them into using the Lucky Roo first. So we'll pop to KO the Chopper, drawing a card, because now it forces their Lucky Roo. We can go... Do we even ace this turn? I think we just swing 6, because it forces them to not really use the Lucky Roo. I mean, they could pop the Shirahoshi, I guess, but we're not too worried about that, because we're going to go 6, and we're showing the option of going bigger. So they do pop our Shirahoshi. So now they know we don't have a blocker, so we can't really use our leader effects. So what we'll do instead is just go Viola. So we're just going to swing in at our opponent, because we need to have some kind of protection here on the board. It's just going to be the most safe and valid option. We could Zeus. We minus down the Beckman for nothing. I just misplayed like crazy. Sword opponent's life. Put that on the bottom. They get the Uta next. And then we will pass to our opponent. So now we're sitting on a blocker. We're sitting on an ace in life. We have the Sabo as a possibility. We know we're not getting another Sabo. That's very important to keep in mind. If we would have grabbed the other Sabo earlier, maybe we'd be in a possibly better spot. But we also just mega misplayed when we didn't pop the Beckman. We popped the blocker, and I don't really know why. But hey, it is what it is, as they say. It is what it is. So they can go 9 into face, which I think that's fine. Okay, so going 5 into 1. We'll let that go. They're going to go 9 into face. Do we let that go? Probably not. I think we go 2K, 1K. All right, so now we're going to go 2 here. We're going to ace, reveal the ace, trash the ace, give plus 2,000. Now they both have rush. We're going to be able to trash a card from hand. And then we're going to go probably Sanji, because we're not going to be able to play out 2 bodies here. So what we'll do is Sanji Sabo, because we're not going to be able to play out 2 bodies here at all. So we could go, we know we need 2 for the Sabo. So we're going to go and do this effect just because it stops them from being able to KO us. So we're going to draw 2. We only have 4 Dawn. So I guess we can just trash both of these. And then we can go 6, 7, 9, or we could just go, what, 9, 11, 11. I think we just go 11, 11. Because if we go 11 at face and they take, we could go 11 at Beckman. I think we'll go 11 at Beckman, see if we can get the removal. If not, if they counter out, I mean, it still puts us in a good spot. And then we'll go 11 at face, just get them down to 1 life. And we're sitting on a blocker, we're sitting at 9K. I think that's just our most valid option. Again, just know I'm not the perfect Black Yellow Luffy player. I told you this deck is very complicated before until you got to the Gecko Moria turn. Well, now you just never get to Gecko Moria turn. So it is just more complicated. You've seen several misplays in what we've done. Starting with not blocking with the Sabo, we're not getting rid of the Sabo, thinking we had that, all that good jazz. So they can't just upright KO our characters, they'll have to rush into it. So what we could do here is 5 into 4, we let that go, see what they want to do. If they want to hit us, well, they can't hit us with 9. 12, we let that go because we can't use it anyways. Kind of sucks, but we're going to be stuck with the Sabo in our hand. So what do we do now? Well, we get an ace, that's very nice. It's kind of perfect timing. So we're going to do this, we're going to trash the Sabo to go, do we go Sanji Ace this time? I think we're going to go like that. We're going to go 2 for Ace. So we're going to pop this, play out the Ace, rush. So then we go 10. Oh, I thought that was 10, but I forgot they minus it by 1 already. So 2K, oh, a bunch of 1Ks. All right. So what is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At that point, you just swing 3 into 3, see if we get another card. Nope. Swing all out, 9. And then pass. Not much to do at that point. Not much to do. If we still somehow squeak this out, I'm going to be very amazed. I don't know if there's any legitimate way to not die. Because they can go 11, 12, 12, and we can't get out of an 11 at 7. Guaranteed we can just tie with it. So they literally just go 11, 12, 12. GG's to our opponent. They basically just cooked us. That's this deck. This first game was to show you how complicated this deck really is. This deck ain't easy. Ain't nobody saying this deck's easy. I dominated whenever I was doing practice matches earlier, and then we get here and I fumble the bag miserably. What though? Okay. All right. I don't think there's a rush option here unless they play. I guess they just didn't see the math. I guess they legitimately just did not see the math. You can have that. I guess they're gonna go blocker. I guess. Well, now they might be attacking with the Shanks here. 12-1. Yeah, you can have that. We're just gonna swing 5, and then we're gonna swing 10. I guess that's the best math here. Just get rid of the blocker, swing like that. Just swing the I mean, I feel like it would have been the same either way. It would have been 10-10. All right. Hey, GG's. GG's to our opponent. We ended up getting it in the end. Hey, I told you they had math, but sometimes your opponent just don't see it. Sometimes you really do. It's hard to see. So we had so many freaking misplays there, and we still somehow squeaked it out. So, hey, GG's to our opponent. As you can see, this deck is complicated. Let's just keep getting better, okay? These games, we're going to progressively get better and learn from all of our mistakes because we made a good bit. Blue to the Purple Luffy. We're going to learn how this matchup goes. I think we're going to take first away from Blue-Purple. I think that's what we're supposed to do. I don't hate this. I don't love it. We're going to mulligan it, see what happens. I think we're gonna Flampe early. I think we do that in this matchup. Wow, that's a lot of Sabos. We run 3 Sabos. Kind of wild. They don't have early removal here, so I guess we could just go ahead and play down a Sabo, swing in for 6. We could also just swing in for 8. I think we're just gonna swing in for 8. Against the Blue-Purple Luffy, we're just gonna swing in big first. They go ahead and Rampadon off the trigger, dude. That's so freaking unlucky. Because now they can literally just Bond Clay. Yep, makes sense to me. Alright. Well, I guess we're just going to use this Sabo. Could go Kuzan. That doesn't really help us right now. Would cycle the deck, but I think we already see they're not trying to attack us, so we're going to use this, trash the top life, pop the character, and then pass, because obviously we can't swing. Gives us options for the future. We can always Kuzan on the next turn. Now we at least have a 6k swing into our opponent, so I think that was pretty good with the Sabo there. Just stopping Bond Clay altogether. That card's very annoying. Gravity Blade. That's a little early for a Gravity Blade in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. That's how our opponent wants to play. It's cool with me. We're going to go in Kuzan. We're going to Flampe, take the top life, draw a card, and then swing in for 7 just to get a card out of hand. Our opponent's going to be at 8 Dawn at the start of their turn. So they're going to be able to draw 2, so we're trying to just get cards out of hand now while we can. We don't have the Usohachi, and then we just pass to our opponent. We at least do have the Kuzan on the board. We have the removal with the Monkey Luffy. If they play out a big character, we can just swing the Kuzan and then play out the Luffy. Do things that way if need be. We have plenty of options to set up our trash and all that jazz. We have triple Sabo, which is freaking wild. Can we talk about how wild that is? We have a bunch of 2Ks as well, which is cool with me. I love this Luffy, just having this. I need to get some Sabos out though. Ooh, that's not the card we wanted to see. That is not the card we wanted to see. This is a hard matchup for us now. I see it now. I can see it now. Well, they're going to swing 6 at us. That would place this card on the bottom of our deck. I guess we might as well. Might as well just let it go. We don't have a Shirahoshi in hand. I think we're going to go... I think we go draw 2 because we don't have a way to really remove our life except for Zeus. I don't really want to use the Zeus for that. We're going to go draw 2, trash 1, trash 2. I think we're going to go ahead and Kuzan to draw a card and then pass. So we're trying to keep the Kuzan on the board. So that we can remove at least some kind of bodies off the board. That's at least my thought process here. We have a blocker. We should have gone Kuzan first, but of course we couldn't because we didn't have it in hand. Should have done something first before doing this. They grab a gear 2, and our opponent's just going to start taking the game away at this point. This is a difficult matchup, man. If they find enough Linlins, puts us in a tough spot, and obviously they can cycle their deck very well to find as many Kuzans as they freaking want. They're going to swing in for 6. We're going to give them a 2k counter because we kind of have to. Because now if they swing in for 9, we just take it. Sure, we go down to 0 life now. We get our leader ability as active. Then they could play out a 9-drop Luffy. Yep, and then rush in. They don't get to rest our character, though, so it's good that they didn't have the Sanji. That would have been bad. So now we block, and now it goes to our opponent's turn. So I think this puts us in a good spot. We're going to go ahead and swing in. We got 2. That's 2. Pop this. Anything else to really play? Not really. So I guess we can go 8. I think that's the best thing to do. 8 at our opponent, minus down the Luffy. Oh, dude, it doesn't matter. We can't pop any of them. Our Luffy doesn't pop any of them. We're doing trash Luffy, and we're going to play out Sabo on the bottom. I guess we could have gone Ace. Do we even have an ace? No, we don't. So we have to go Luffy here. I guess we can just draw another card. So we're gonna pop this, play out this, gain 2. We're gonna go in Sabo, trash itself, play out Sabo, +2, draw 2, trash. This is tough. 1 and 2. This leaves us the babies for later. And then we're gonna swing very heavy into our opponent with 12. They're gonna take 1 life. They gear 2'd out of our first attack. They take that. They're getting in a really big spot. We could have gone into Lin, I guess, to remove a body off the board. Do we trash this just to draw a card? I think we have to in this situation. And then we'll pass to our opponent. Wow. This is rough. This is very rough. How did this deck do so well? There has to be something about this matchup. This is going to drive me crazy. There's no way. This deck is hard as shit to pilot. This deck is hard to pilot. Yep, we're just going to let that go. No reason to sit there and try to counter out. Something we're not going to be able to save to just swing all these into it. Ugh. This is rough. This is very rough. Now, they can heal us with the Sabo. They should have actually cut the Flampe. Then we have to rip the Flampe out to really do anything. So we got 1, 1, 2. So we'll go 1, 2, 2. All right. So we can Sanji first. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to Sanji, draw 2, trash 1. We're going to go 2 on this. We're going to trash 1 card from our hand, which is going to have to be... Oh, wait. Okay, no, we still can. Okay. So we're going to tap 2. We're going to trash itself to play out the Sabo. +2 to the leader. Draw 2. We're going to have to trash a Luffy and a Hiyori. Now we're going to have to trash... a Luffy for a leader effect. We're going to have to go Sabo, Luffy. This Luffy's going to be really strong in this matchup. We don't have enough Dawn to do anything. 9. We don't have enough Dawn to really do anything. Legitimately. Sanji was not the move. I didn't think about, needing the 5 Dawn we don't have left. 10 cards in hand, 5 9-cost characters. Dude, Gravity Blade. Getting rid of both of our blockers here. At this game is over. GG's. Wow, that's a freaking rough matchup. 1, 2, 3, 4 counter events it could have just sat on 2. Oh my Lanta, man. That was a tough one. Teach me how to do this deck, guys. This is hard. Flacco, where you at? Alright, we're going into a blue-yellow Nami now. It was a rough match. Now we're on to blue-yellow Nami. I think we can learn how to spin here. Maybe we need to go a little less aggressive with black-yellow Luffy and really compile the hand size. The issue, though, is that they have pudding. Our opponent chooses to go second. We're going to go first. We're going to keep this hand. We're going to be able to Garp here. Garp looking for Luffy because none of the other options are searchable. And then pass. So we got a bunch of Luffys. Only one baby Luffy. It's kind of how I'm feeling right now. They're going to Hiyori, take the top life, and then add the card to the top life. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Makes sense to me. They could have bounce. They could have removal. I think we're legitimately just going to swing 5 at our opponent and then 5 more at our opponent. They should just take the first one, maybe counter the second one. This is what I was telling you about earlier, where I'm like, hey, you should swing 5 and 5, especially because they don't have a Dawn in their leader, because they chose to play out Hiyori. So they shouldn't have a trigger either. If it was Nojiko, there's no trigger. If it's Soul Pocus, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's Satori, okay. I see you going down in hand size like that, so you're going to have to take another attack very early and aggressively. They give us the pudding. That's a really good sign or a really bad one. That means they either have 2 puddings or they have no puddings. 5 into 2. Yeah, you can have that. They go Cavendish. Well, I'm going Zeus. How about them apples? 5 into us. We'll take. No trigger. Opponent does get to draw a card. So we're going to Zeus, use card action, take the top life, pop the Cavendish, and then we're going to tap 1 for the Garp. We're going to we need to grab a baby here, baby Sabo, and then 7 into Satori. All right, I think that's the best option here. Then we just pass. We have options in hand as well. We have a bunch of 5 costs. They could pudding us again, or they could pudding us in general, I guess. I'm not too scared of a pudding because at least we're only losing a few cards. I've seen people get pudding for like 10 cards, and that feels bad. 8 is still not great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this, but it's a little better than what it could be. We did see them ditch the pudding though, so I think we should be okay. They go Nami, so draw 3, put 2 cards on the top or bottom. I'm cool with that. I like that. Yeah. Next turn we can really do some setup here into maybe some babies. Maybe we could spin on the next turn to lower our hand size. Maybe that's what we do. We just don't have anything in our trash yet. So I think we just take here. We get the ace, they get to draw. That's okay. So we need 2 for leader effect, 1 for Flampe, and then 2 for the babies. Okay. So we're going to try this. Take the top life, draw a card, 2 on leader. We're gonna go and trash. Ace and we go, do we have an ace in hand? We don't. So I guess we have to trash Sabo. We're gonna go Sabo, Luffy. This Luffy's a little stronger, I think, just because they're a 7k leader most of the time. Then we're going to Luffy, pop Luffy, reveal, +2 to leader. Sabo, pop Sabo, play out Sabo, draw 2, trash 1, trash 2. And then, so now we're down to 7 cards instead of 9 or whatever it was we had in hand. And then so we swing Route 11 just into our opponent's face. Boom, boom, bam, bop. Ain't nothing gonna stop. I think we really learned how to spin here. I think, as they say, we are learning to spin. Where did Big Mom go? Oh, hi, Big Mom. All right, and our opponent just takes. Pass our turn. None of our characters have been KO'd. They can be bounced. We should have Luffy affected to make it into an 8k, but it is what it is. They could Gravity Blade both of our characters. That would be kind of annoying. But at least we have another Sabo to spin with. So the goal is to get Gravity Bladed with only 1 Sabo, so we can still use the other Sabo. We could go Sanji, draw 2, trash 1, 2 on leader. We could only go 1 baby at that point, but that's okay. I think we'd be okay with only 1 baby. Only going for Sabo, because we only have 1 baby anyways. So maybe that's the best option. I guess we'll see what our opponent chooses to do first, but we don't have any life for them to trash, so that's good. They have really just no effect on us. Nojiko, that's alright. Teach, that's alright. And then they're going to go, I think we just block out of this. Save cards in hand. 8 and a 9, well, we can't even do anything at all. Can't do nothing with that. We're going to start with the Sanji. Actually, we're going to start with the Luffy effect. Then we're going to play out Sanji. Draw 2, trash 1. We're going to trash the ace from hand to go ace Sabo, because we only have a Sabo. So now we're going to play out the Sabo, pop the Sabo, play the Sabo, +2 to the leader, draw 2, and then we get another baby. Okay, so we trash both of the 5 costs. Trash both these 5 costs. And then swing 8 into our opponent. That's going to be leader effect and 2k counter. We have 3 blockers on the board, so we are completely safe this next turn. Don't even have to give them a single card. We're down in the lower hand size so that our opponent cannot use pudding. I mean, they can, but only for 1 card, which is kind of okay with us. We have options. We have a 2k. We have 2 2ks. We have a Sabo. We have another Sanji. They block. We swing again. What do you do now? You block again? I think you should just take. I think you should take this attack. If not, I think it'd be kind of whack. Well, it is what it is. Our opponent chooses to block out with the Nami. They have Nojiko on board. Nami leader. 10 Dawn available. They could go 10 drop. 10 drop Kaido. Bounce or bounce and then bounce. I don't think he bounces Zeus at this point. And then just pass. Then they can, well, I guess they could teach effect to put 2 Dawn on Nami, to swing 7 into our leader, because we are only a 7k. But with the amount of aggression they have on the board, we're okay and safe being only a 7k. And we can do the same thing we just did. We need one of our Sabos to go to the trash. Now, our opponent plays Lin Lin. Trash the top card of our life. We don't need the ace. This should be in the bottom of our deck, though. I guess now it says trash it. I don't know how that works, but it is what it is. Not too sure. We just went ahead and trashed the life. I don't want to lose cards in hand. We can always get more life later. Not a big deal. Like, what are you going to do? If you swing all out, it just blocks. So we're really safe there just to trash the life. In case you're wondering like why we trash the life versus discard 2 cards. We can easily add more life. It's hard to add more cards in hand being black and yellow. Granted, this Luffy of course does. And we can pop characters. Like we can pop this Teach next turn using Luffy, which I think is probably what we're going to do. We're probably going to go, oh, we need to get a baby. We need to rip a baby off the top. We're off the next card in case we do have to Luffy. If that doesn't work, we can just go Viola. 2 Dawn on leader, Viola, gain 2 life, basically. Which I'm okay with doing that as well. Normally it's a last-ditch effort rather than, you know, doing that, but it works either way. So they're going to go 9 into 8. I think only 8 into 7 if they want. We're going to go and block out with the Sabo here. Just to go ahead and put it in the trash. They're going to swing 8 into 8. I think we're just going to give them a 1k counter. I'm tired of this Teach, but I don't really mind it. It's making their hand size lower. But I wouldn't mind cycling. We'll just give them the Luffy. No need to be greedy. We're going to rip a baby off the top. It's going to be another baby Sabo, though. No, it's a Luffy. Let's go. You get lucky sometimes. So we're going to trash 1 card from our hand. We're going to trash... Do we need another Sabo? I don't think so. I think we can just Sanji, stick with 3 Dawn left. So we'll go ahead and use this effect, become a stronger character. I think that's legit what we just do. Just go with Sabo? No, we just go with Luffy. So we go trash 1 card from hand. We're going to trash the Viola because we don't really need it. We're going to go Ace and then Luffy. Yeah, I think we go Ace and then Luffy. So we're just going to Sanji, draw 2, trash 1. So this will KO a big body, actually, for next turn. I like that idea. We're gonna trash, reveal, +2, pop this, pop the teach, draw another card, we get another Luffy, and then I think we're gonna go into face, of course. I think we're gonna go 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. That's why 6 was afraid of 7, in case you didn't know. Because 7, 8, 9. So we're gonna leader effect and then give us a 2K. We're gonna go 8. We're totally ignoring the Nojiko at this point. And then we'll go 9, which is guaranteed to hit here. And then I think we just pass. I think we're finally learning how to spin properly, even with the lack of babies. Because we've been really safe going to 7. And I think we were aggressively trying to go to 9 every time. We were really losing our hand side because of it. And I think that was the big issue. We also weren't really utilizing this Luffy to pop characters, which couldn't in that blue-purple matchup. Maybe we could have in the other matchup, though, a little better. Because we weren't really using Rocket Boots Luffy much. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I see what we're doing. We're cooking up here. I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. They're gonna go 9 into us. I think we just let that go. They don't have a blockable in this deck, so I think we just let it go. Force them to go heavier in these cards. They get to draw a card, but we're okay with that. Because I feel like they're only gonna swing 7 next. Because, like, I don't feel like they want to commit that much Dawn, see? So now we can just get out of this for only 1 Dawn, or 1K, which can be the Rocket Boots Luffy. Because now we can use the Shirahoshi. We're gonna go 6 into 6. Probably just let that go. Don't have to save it, which I think is the most important part. They red rock down our Sabo. Interesting enough. We're gonna go ahead and gain 2. We're gonna go 2 on leader. We're going to trash a Zeus from hand, and then we're gonna put a Sabo and a Luffy. We're gonna go minus the Linlin. We're gonna tap 2. I don't know if we need to spend this much, but we're going to. Trash, reveal, +2, trash, pop, draw 1 card. Sabo, trash, reveal, +2, draw 2, trash 2. Now we're sitting with a bunch of counter in hand. We could just swing the Kikinojo, but we probably just have lethal at this point. And if not, we can just swing 6 into Kikinojo if it comes down to it, just so they can't split their attacks behind our blockers, but also leaving the blocker up basically just gets rid of the attack. So it really depends. If they can get out of this, they get out of it. If not, we're sitting on 3 blockers. They have 3 attackers. We're sitting on 0 life, so there's nothing to trash. We're sitting on 4K counter. I really don't think they have much to do. So yeah, they only had 2K counter. They were sitting on one of the puddings. We weren't really too worried about that. We were sitting on 4K counter. I think we did everything just properly there. I think we did things how we could read our opponent. I think we did things like, I think we learned a lot. I think you can see right there, we are getting a lot better with this deck. Let's continue it on. Let's continue on with Black Yellow Luffy. I'm actually having some fun. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Flack goes on to something with playing this deck, bro. This deck is kind of fun. We're gonna finish this off against Purple Black Luffy, and we're gonna take first. Just because of the deck that they are. We're gonna mulligan that hand. I like this a little bit more. We're going to take the top life, draw a card, and pass. They don't really have a way to interact with our hand size unless they're playing like a hand grip strategy. And if they do, they're going to do it no matter what. They play out the Searcher, look at the top 3, grab the Straw Hat Crew, or Kid Pirates, they grab the Sanji. So we know they have the Sanji to rest our characters later, so we should keep that in mind. We're going to look at the top 5. We have a Luffy here. We don't have this Luffy. We don't have a Saba we can grab. We can't grab the Goa Kingdom 3 brothers. So I think we're going to grab a Luffy, and then we're just going to swing for 7 at our opponent. Nice and easy there, and then pass to our opponent. They have 8 cards in hand, 3 life. They play down the Zoro, -2, ramp 1. Yep, could do it again and then swing 6. They could just swing really heavy at us. They choose not to do anything. That's cool with me. That's cool. We could go Luffy, go ahead and rip a life. So we could go 5 into our opponent first. And then I think we're going to Luffy, rip a life, because now if they Sanji on the next turn, we're still okay. And then pass. Ooh, that kind of sucks that we ripped the Luffy, though. So now is when they get to, you know, rest down our Luffy. But they can't freaking swing into it, so I don't really care. Can't really do much with it. We're going to put our babies over here, I guess. 5 and us will take. This one will counter. And then they're not going to swing us again. Yeah, you know better than that. You know better than that. If we flampe, though, we only get to 1 extra life. I think we do that anyways, though. Just because we know we have to. Now we go here. We Luffy effect first. Trash 1 card from hand. To put... I think we go Sabo. Or we go Ace Luffy. Could go Luffy Luffy. But I think we go Ace Luffy. And then we go... We know we're going to Luffy, but I think we could go 8 in the face. I think we just ignore the board because we're just going to use the Luffy anyway. So use this, pop the life to play out this, get +2, trash, get rid of the Zoro. See, that was the whole reason I didn't want to, is because if I had the Shirahoshi later, which is okay that we didn't, but it still would have just been nice. But now I guess we can Zeus Shirahoshi kind of mix, or we can do anything else. We have options for sure. We're going to swing 11 at our opponent. It's going to be another life, and then pass. Can Shirahoshi into the Luffy we did just pop, so we can at least KO some characters on the board. So I think we're going into 9s, that's 4, and then we have 5, so we have 2 for leader effect, 2 for a baby, and then 1 additional Dawn. We just need a way to get rid of the ace though. So the Gamma Knife or Luffy, yeah, you got it. You got it. And they choose not to hit us, so we're going to, I think we're gonna have to flampe here, which sucks because we have to remove that last life. Yep, and then 2 on leader. We're gonna trash a Sanji from hand, and we're gonna go Luffy, because our opponent's playing really good. So now we're going to, we need to remove this beer Luffy. So we're gonna Shirahoshi -4. We're gonna tap 2 for the Luffy. We're gonna pop, play out, +2. We're gonna pop the Luffy. Now we're gonna swing 11 or 9. They should just come giant out of this, but it puts us in a little bit of a better spot. We're stacking up the hand a little bit, but we're only a 7k leader, so we'll pass right here. We did at least remove the beer Luffy. We don't have another way to do it again. We definitely don't have a way around, you know, Katakuri. They lightning our Shirahoshi. They go 7. They only have a 7 here. I don't think I need that Luffy at all. I think I just let it go. All they have is a 7, so we're kind of safe to just let it go. Never punished. We're gonna have to Sanji first, draw 2, trash 1. We're gonna trash Luffy. We're gonna go double Luffy's here. I guess we just go 10, because we don't really have an option here to play anything out. We have a lot of counter. We have 2 life, so we should be safe. They block and then Gum Giant. That's cool with me. We got rid of the Gum Giant, which is nice. We pass it over to our opponent. They go 7, 8. They go Beer Luffy. That sucks. Beer Luffy's annoying as crap. They go 7. Should put the Sanji on the top, I guess. I don't know. They should attack again, yeah. Trash Sabo. We're gonna go. Right now we have to go Luffy Sabo because we only have Sabo. Now we trash Sabo to play Sabo. Give +2, draw 2. Might as well just trash it at this point. We're gonna go not 11. Okay. They take. I guess we go 10 into 7. Force out the Gum Giant if they have one. Do we lose if we do that? I think we would just lose. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in that situation. They're gonna always have the blocker. They have the Kaido. Well, they can't KO anything, but they can trash something, which is nice. And then we trash 1 card from our hand, which is nice for our opponent. And then they swing 7, and we counter. And then they swing 7, and we take. And they swing 8, and we block. They swing 10. Well, I guess it doesn't matter what they swing. GG's to our opponent, man. This deck is struggling right now for me. I don't know if I'm just struggling. It's definitely not the deck. It's probably just me. So thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed that Black Yellow Luffy matchups, I think you can see I'm a YouTuber who will show off my losses. I'm definitely not scared to, so I hope you enjoyed seeing me lose some, and maybe you have some constructed criticism in the comments. Don't just be a jerk and just say, oh, Mr. Powell, you suck butt, blah, 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 blah. This isn't South Park. Have some constructed criticism. Let's learn to get better. Help other people out in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video when we talk more about OP11 altogether, because I do want to make a video on the double battle format that we're working on, or that One Piece is working to push a little more, I guess. I don't know. I did one recently and won it with my friend. It was a small one, but it was really, really fun. I like buddy battles. I want to talk about the life of OP11 and just where the card game's going in general. And I want to do a current, tier list for the meta. So if you like any of those ideas or video ideas, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.